This is the Diatone Crusader 190 plug-and-play Miniquad. The question is, should you be parting with your hard-earned cash for it? Well, let's find out. On opening the box, the first thing that strikes you is the manufacturing precision of the parts and the care that's been taken in its construction. The components and build quality are superb. The arms are composed of 4mm 3K carbon fibre, lending the X-frame considerable strength. All the wires have silicon insulation and are adeptly crimped, which is always a good indication as to the care taken in manufacture. You'll find a robust battery strap to hold your 4S pack securely, and for a bit of added bling, there's a smattering of blue anodised nuts and bolts. You can even choose to use blue anodised aluminium prop nuts should the included steel nuts not be to your liking. The PDB has overvoltage protection, and an integrated BEC supplying 2 amps at 5 and 12 volts. You'll also find readily accessible 5, 12 and VCC voltage pads to which you can solder wires to supply power for additional components. The flight controller is a bespoke, slim-profile NAS 32 Rev 6 with integrated plugs for a connection to the PDB and radio receiver. And the buzzer attached to the PDB provides a very clear audible indication of the state of the flight controller. Being PNP, you're also getting the ESCs, motors and video transmitter. So what do Diatone consider worthy of the Crusader? Well, you won't be disappointed. The motors are 2206 2000 kV brushless outrunners built to a very high standard. When turned by hand, the bearings feel smooth and the motors are pretty much inaudible, and they're CE and ROHS certified. The ESCs are 30 amp, 1-shot 125 opto units flashed with BL Heli. So not too shabby then. But it was the video transmitter that was the big surprise for me. Diatone have just released the SP2 and I was lucky enough to have it included with my DC190. It's 48 channel and especially designed to squeeze into the limited space available on the stack. There's an LED channel indicator and onboard microphone. But what's really special about it is the power output can be changed to one of 3 options: 0.05mW, 25mW and 200mW. That's a great feature and one that ensures that the DC190 can be used legally in different countries and use case scenarios. And I've never yet seen such a well-written and comprehensive manual for a Miniquad. Hats off to Diatone for including this document in the box. It provides a full specification of all the components, basic connection diagrams, frame build instructions and even a BL Heli and CleanFlight configuration guide. Want to know how to tune your PIDs? That's in there too. Whilst many Miniquads arrive without any paperwork, Diatone deserve a big pat on the back for their efforts. So there's a lot to get excited about with the DC190. Inevitably, there are a few problems though. Even though I'm using the FreeSky XSR, the smallest compatible receiver I could find, there's no obvious place to mount it. In the end, I secured it to the side of the tower where it seems to be out of harm's way for the most part. There's also a nut and bolt missing from the frame. Thankfully, I found the required items bagged separately in the box. I soon realised that when installed, the nut restricts access to the flight controller USB port, not ideal. The easiest solution was to adapt a micro USB plug to fit. But these are all minor annoyances more than serious concerns. However, less forgivable was a mistake with the wiring. In stock configuration, the LED bar is connected to the VCC rather than the 12-volt socket on the extended PDB. Change to the 12-volt socket and you won't damage the LEDs when using 4S battery packs. None of the problems and issues that I've raised really amount to much though. The first impression of the DC190 is that it's a very, very good quad indeed. But does this transform into airborne performance? Well, throw on some King Kong 5045 tri-blade props, hook up an Infinity 4S 1500 mAh 70C graphene battery pack, and the answer is an emphatic yes. The DC190 is very definitely worth buying. For the in-flight footage that you're watching, I've flashed the flight controller with Betaflight 3. What's incredible is that I haven't actually changed the PIDs at all from the default settings. In this particular flight, I'm starting off with some general handling manoeuvres to see how the DC190 performs in gentle flight. There's plenty of space, so it gives me an opportunity to explore the full flight envelope of this aircraft. As I increase the aggressiveness of the manoeuvres, you'll see that the quad is absolutely locked in. There's little, if any, oscillation on hard manoeuvres. Apart from swapping the 3.6mm to a 2.1mm lens. This is exactly what you'd expect to see in your goggles through the camera of this quad. Flips and rolls can be executed with precision and ease. The DC-190 inspires confidence. You'll find yourself attempting moves that you wouldn't have dared do with other quads. If, like me, you decide that a Diatone Crusader is perfect for your next FPV Miniquad, then you can find the purchase links in the description below. And then keep an eye out on my Diatone Crusader YouTube playlist for comprehensive setup guides using FreeSky Radio and Betaflight.